This is the Keyless Connect Smart Lock from Yale and forms part of the Smart Living range. To find out more, check out our product clip. Very, very easy to install. All you need to do is make sure that the door that you're installing it on is an inward opening door. That is very important because it won't work on an outward opening door. So to install this lock, the tools we're going to need is a drill, hole saws, we need a 32 and a 20 millimeter, a hammer and a chisel, screwdrivers, and a pencil and tape measure. And of course, our keyless lock, which comes with all the hardware needed to install it. Alright, so let's see what's in the box. As you can see, it comes with a full set of instruction manuals, your key cards and tags. Then we have the battery pack, the keypad itself. We have the Y3 night latch. It's a zinc cast construction, so it's very strong. So the first thing to do is just decide where we're going to mount our latch. I'll probably go about there, making sure that I miss everything else on the door. Just check the height of our keypad on the back. It might sound like a tricky job, but it's actually really easy. They've given us this template. Just place it on the door, line up on the edge, and just mark the centers of the holes. If we look on the template, it's also got a really handy little scale. So the door is 45 mils, which means we'll be using the middle-sized screw. So the template tells us the size of holes that we need to drill. So there's a 20 mil on the top and a 32 mil on the bottom. Poke the cord through the top hole, and this bar over here follows that through, and you'll see that it sits nicely over there. So if we're looking from this side, we'll see the little shaft has come through, our plate goes over that, and then lines up with these screws that go through into the barrel here, and then we can just tighten those up and that'll hold everything into place. The next thing to do now is just do a dry fit. What we need to do is just make sure that our bar is the correct length for this. So to do that, we just place the bar into the slot, and then I can see that it's still way too long, so I just need to cut it off, and always make sure that you cut off one little segment at a time. So now that we have our lock in place, it's not secured yet, what we need to do is just draw a little line around, and then using a chisel, just recess the lock so that it's flush with the door. When using a chisel, make sure that it's nice and sharp, and also make sure that your slanted edge is facing away from your flat edge of your cut. I'm going to refit the lock again, and then I'm just going to make any final adjustments. Just make sure that it's all nice and straight. Then carefully remove the lock and put all the little screws in there to hold that plate firmly in place. Okay, so now that the latch is on, we can just secure it using the 2 screws from the front. The next thing to do now is just to fit the battery pack. So what we need to do is just plug our cable in. It just clips into the back of the battery pack. Okay, once that bolt is tight, just make sure that it's all nice and straight. And then the last screw to go in is just this little self-tapper. The last piece to go on is just the strike plate, which sits just in there. So just with a pencil, just going to hold it, and I can see where this needs to be fixed on. So just using some screws, I'll attach this in its 3 points. Final step, put the batteries in and then just set up a code. So the last thing to do is just go through your user manual and please change your code. Make sure that you put it to your own personal code so that only you know it. If you found this clip useful, like it, share it. You can also subscribe to the Builders Fan YouTube channel for more product reviews and DIYs for you to replicate or be inspired.